Hey everyone, it's Rebecca from DevourDinner.com and welcome to my kitchen. Happy Sunday everybody. I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to all of you if you're catching this on the replay or if you're watching this on YouTube when it's uploaded later. Welcome, welcome. So for starters, as we're getting people in and live, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the comments. And as you come on, say hello. Let me know you're here. Hey, Tim, how are you? You have been like my first watcher for week after week after week. You get the star award for sure. Hello, Christy. Hey, how you doing? It's awesome to see you guys here. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. We're just going to wait a minute and let a few people come on before we dive in. Hi, Barbara. How you doing? So kind of fun. Denise says hello from Oregon. Gail says hello from the Instapot 101 family. We're so grateful to have the Instapot 101 family here. We're grateful for Gail and all that she does in promoting my lives each and every week, along with adding in links and answering comments while I am live. It's huge, and I'm so grateful to Gail and the team at the Instapot 101 for Beginners family who do so much. They give so much kindness and love, and you guys rock. Like, seriously, you rock. So, let's see. Hi, Kathy. How are you? From South Pasadena, California. Heather's one of my regulars. Hi, Heather. How you doing? Pearl, you're back again. Happy Mother's Day, Pearl. Happy Mother's Day to all the women today. If you haven't seen my post on my Facebook page, please go take a look at it. It says it much better than I'll do right now. Today is a day to celebrate women. I celebrate each of you who are here watching with me. Today can be a hard day for many women for many, many reasons. And you don't need to have given birth to a child to be a mother. So many of you are hurting where you may have never had children, or you may have lost a child, or a child may have gone astray or wayward. You may be missing your own mother. You may be alone. You may be lonely. You may have placed a baby for adoption. You may have all kinds of circumstances. And this day is to celebrate women as a whole, to recognize women for their strengths, for all that they do, for their unconditional love, to not only children, but to other women as well. And I see you. I see your hurt and I see your pain. And I want you all to know that for me, big warm hugs. Big warm hugs wherever you are. You're doing awesome. And keep your chin up. And I believe in you. So happy Mother's Day on this day from me to you. All right. Few quick hellos. Hi, hello, Diane, Sandra, Teresa, Carol Ann, Eileen, Cheryl, Jamie, Carol, Debbie, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, are you kidding me? Tammy says it snowed 2 inches here yesterday. It's all melted now. Oh my gosh. Those late snowstorms drive me crazy. Crazy. They really do. All right. I dropped in the link, or in the side column, I'm going to drop it again. Today, I was going to do a pantry meal. That was the plan. And last night, I changed it, you guys. I'm sorry, but I changed it because I wanted to indulge myself, and I wanted to make Instapot strawberry jam or pressure cooker strawberry jam and biscuits for me. So that's what we're doing today. It's a really simple recipe. It's super fun. It's super easy. It only uses a couple of ingredients, which I love, and it doesn't use pectin, which is even better, especially where we're all struggling to get ingredients right now of things. This is something you can do with your strawberries. And so we're going to just get started with that recipe. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. I love you. Can I just tell you thank you? Thank you, thank you. Hey, I almost forgot. We need to give shout outs to those who gave stars last week. Last week I taught you guys a little bit about what a star is. If you look down at the comment bar where you can do the normal like or the heart, you'll see on the far right, there's a star. Those stars are things that you can send that equate to money, donations. To myself here at Devour Dinner, the money goes to ingredients, to to make these recipes live, to recipe test, but it goes right back in. And I want to give huge shout outs to those of you who sent me stars last week, because it's so humbling to see how many of you gave stars. So these are our star shout outs from last week. Peggy Diaz, thank you, thank you. Lisa Payne, Ann Ashbrook, Amy Main from the Instapot 101 family, along with Susan Sutton, Gail from the Instapot 101, Eileen Maroney, and okay, I don't know who you are, but I love this name, and it has made me smile all week. It's from Cater Mashed Tater. Seriously, I giggled over that all week, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So Cater Mashed Tater, Eileen Maroney, Gail, Susan Sutton, Amy, Ann, Lisa, and Peggy, huge shout outs to you for sending stars last week. I just love it, so thank you. I so appreciate it. It's so helpful, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right, you guys, I love all these highs. Teresa's asking, where am I at? Teresa, I am from Eastern Idaho, so we're still cool weather here. Oh, well, apparently she's asking someone else. My husband just jumped in. He helps moderate and keeps me straight over here, so if we have first-timers, he lets me know that we've got some first-timers on here. If you are a first-timer and you haven't said hello, welcome. This is a great place to be. Feel free to ask questions. Those questions we're here to answer and help you with your pressure cooker. Today I'm using my Mealthy MultiPot. This is their original MultiPot, and it works just like any of the other brands out there. But I want to show you just a variety. And so you guys see me with both my Instapot and my Mealthy quite a bit, and that's what I'm going to use today. So for this recipe, let's get going, all right? So to make our strawberries, what we're going to do, now I've already kind of started the process, and I've washed these strawberries, but to make our strawberry jam, it uses fresh strawberries, a little bit of lemon juice, and some sugar. That's it. Seriously. You can add a cornstarch slurry if you want to thicken it up at the end. I've actually made it both ways depending upon what I want to use it for, and so that's what I use. So what I'm going to do, let's give you guys our picture-in-picture. I know you guys love it. So that picture-in-picture goes right down in this corner, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. But I think you guys kind of know how to cut a strawberry. I just like to cut these in, I don't know, these giant ones. I cut off the tops, and then I'll cut them in 3 or 4 slices, and then I'll do 1 slice down the middle, just to kind of make some chunks. Now these strawberries are large. They're way large. It's so exciting to see this big of berries at our grocery store right now. I love it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some sugar. So the sugar is going to start creating juices. When you add sugar to any fruit, at first it turns all the berries kind of like it's been out in the snow. It's so fun. They're just covered in sugar. And then those sugars turn to yummy juices. And so that's what we're going to do. And you want to let it sit for about 15 minutes. Now we're going to add 1 cup of sugar to 2 pounds of strawberries. Like I said, I've already started some of this, and I'll show you here just one moment. I have pre-washed all my strawberries to make it a little bit easier. So make sure you wash your berries. You don't want any of those chemical sprays or dirt or bugs or anything like that that happens when we get our produce from the fields to our tables. I'm going to throw all the strawberries back into this bowl. And I'm going to add some sugar to it. So we can just show you guys what it looks like. Let's see. All right. So at first, when you add the sugar, you guys, it just, honestly, it looks so pretty. I just love to see berries covered in sugar. I just think it looks pretty. But in a matter of minutes, what's going to happen is this is going to start breaking down. And as it breaks down, it starts creating juices. So in this recipe, we're not adding any extra liquid. We need the liquid from our strawberries and the sugar and what it creates. And that's why it's so super important that we allow these strawberries to sit so those juices can be created. Super important. Now, let me just show you. Can you guys see this? So I've already started some strawberries, and I'll go big picture in picture here. So you can see these strawberries have been sitting now for some time, and you can see the juices in them. And that's exactly what we want. You guys can see that? So that's what we're trying to accomplish with these right here. So we're going to let those sit for a little bit, and then we're going to add it to, so we can make a larger bit of jam. So this jam will store in your fridge for, it'll store for about 2 weeks in your fridge. Mine never lasts that long, but I also place it into freezer Ziploc bags and then lay them flat, and I store them in my freezer so that I can have them another time. So I'll store this in a couple of little freezer bags so that we have when we want them as we move forward. I'm also going to show you my biscuit recipe today. Now, my biscuit recipe is not on my website. It will get on my website. I feel like there's so many biscuit recipes out there that you guys probably all have your favorite. And I forgot an ingredient. Bill, I need a cube of butter. So to make biscuits, we're going to add 2 cups of flour. We're going to add to it a little bit of sugar. We're going to add some baking powder, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of cream of tartar. And I like to give it a good stir with all the dry ingredients first, just to make sure you're mixing up that cream of tartar, that baking powder, the sugar, to kind of evenly disperse it before I add butter. Now my trick for adding butter, you can use one of those pastry mixers. You guys know what I'm talking about. I prefer to use a fork, and I like to use cold butter and a little grater, and I'll grate my cheese in and then toss it in. And so let me grab that. So a little trick I do is I pull the paper off the butter down to the very bottom. So it just gives me a little somewhere to hold on to. And I'm just going to grate it. And it's going to drop nice little pieces of butter right into the flour mixture. And periodically, what I'll do is I'll just take my fork and just kind of coat them with flour so they don't all stick together. And I'll grate some more. But this trick has served me really well over the years. It makes it super simple. to add butter into whenever I'm making even like a pie crust or biscuits. Anything, even a graham cracker crust, if you're trying to cut butter in. It just makes a huge difference. They're cute little pieces of butter, especially when you use a nice little grater. You could use a hand grater as well, but it does make a difference. You want to use obviously cold butter. Frozen butter will work as well, so you can use that. We're going to use the whole amount of butter here. So as you get to the end, it gets a little tricky. We got to move back more of the paper because you don't want any of that paper grated in. And we'll just grate the rest of this in. All right, fun questions over there. I will start looking at the questions here as soon as I'm done. We want to get all this stuff cooking and going because it does take some time. There we go. All right. So now I just am going to kind of cut this in with a fork before I add in the milk. In this recipe, I'm going to add about 2/3 cup of milk as well. You do need to get your hands a little messy, but I find when I make biscuits, I want to get a little messy. I want to get involved. So we'll see how messy I get today. So this is still a very crumbly mixture. You probably can't tell from there. Let's see if we can bring it up to the camera. There's still, you can see the pieces of butter in it, but it's still relatively crumbly. And that's what we want. We don't want a big piece of butter. We want that all distributed. Okay, and I'm going to make kind of a well in the middle. And I'm going to add the milk. Then we're going to stir it. Now at first, when this comes together, oh good, it is a little sticky. Oh. And I just use my fork and I kind of mash around the edges to incorporate all of that flour in. I tend to get a lot of flour on the bottom, and I like to lift that up the best that I can. Inevitably, I'm going to use my hands and I'm going to work that in. So we're going to get rid of this fork. And you can see I'm just lightly kind of pushing it into itself, lifting up all of that flour from the bottom and just working it in. You don't want to overmix. You don't want to overknead your biscuits. I'm just trying to incorporate some of that flour from the bottom. Is all I'm doing. Then we're going to take it and I'm going to put it out with a little bit of, just a little bit of flour on the countertop here, and we're going to roll it out. All right. Let's move some of the stuff out of the way. I've got a little bit of flour here. We're just going to sprinkle this down. Not a whole lot. Hey, Bill, I do not have my rolling pin. All right, can you guys see this? So there's still, you can see the layers. There's lots that can still be kneaded with it, but we're not going to knead it. There's no reason to. All right, you guys remember my famous Mickey Mouse rolling pin. We're just going to put a little bit of flour on it so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to roll these out. Now, if you have a big family like mine, I typically make a double batch. This is a single batch today, but I typically make a double batch with my boys, and I can fit a double batch on one large cookie sheet. So I like to just roll this out till it's about a ½ inch thick, and then I just take a dinner glass, and I just kind of shake it in a little bit of flour on the edges, and then I just cut it. If you have a circle biscuit cutter, by all means use it. I tend to not like to have every accessory in my drawer. It just clutters up my drawer and it drives me crazy. So I tend to work with what I have. It's also the frugal nature in me as well. And these extra pieces, what I do is I gather them all up. Just kind of do a quick little knead on it. Put it back out. Roll again. Cut a couple more biscuits out of it. Pick it up and do it again. So these biscuits won't be as light for natural reasons, but that's okay. Now, we're going to take these and I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet. You can grease the cookie sheet. I have found that there's always enough butter that I don't. Sometimes I'll put them on a parchment paper. It just depends. So it looks like we got 12 biscuits out of this single recipe today. And these are going to pop in a 450-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes until they are golden brown. So we're going to pass them off right over here so they can get in the oven. These are ready. And will you make sure that's on bake? All right, let's get these strawberries in the pressure cooker. Are you ready for that? Let's get all of this quickly out of the way. There we go. Okay, super easy. Now, you remember our strawberries over here that we let sit? Look at the juice. Can you guys see that on camera? You see all that juice that's now started to be created? It's like magic. So we're gonna bring this out. In here we have lots of great juice, so I'm gonna add both of these in here. This doesn't quite double the recipe. It's about a 1.5 batch now. I'm gonna give it a stir. And I'm also going to add lemon juice. All right? I'm gonna add that lemon juice. We're gonna stir that in, and we're gonna set this for 2 minutes. Now there's enough liquid in here that this will pressure up and cook perfectly. So to set, we're going to press pressure cook. We're going to use the up, the plus, and the minus keys to go up and down to choose our desired time frame. In this case, we're going for 2 minutes. It'll take your pressure cooker just a minute, and then it's going to beep at you. The beeping tells you it's accepted those readings, and it's going to start the process. Make sure your little valve in the back is close to the shut position, so that's the pushed back position. Super important to remember that. And then we sit and wait. This is going to cook for 2 minutes and is going to have a 15-minute natural pressure release, which really releases just about all the pressure, if not at all. So guess what? As soon as I get all this flour off my hands, I'm going to go answer questions. How's that? We have got some sticky surfaces going on here, you guys. There we go. You guys know I don't like my workstation to be crazy. For those of you who are just joining us, I know there's probably questions, or always are, what are you cooking? We're cooking strawberry Instapot jam. It's wonderful. I freeze it. It's not meant to be processed in jars, although you could do a water bath, if you know what a water bath is, and seal it up in mason jars. That's certainly an option. I prefer to throw it in the freezer for the portions that I don't use, and to keep one portion out for what we will use as a family. If you guys just heard that, that's Finn. Finn is ready to come over and scavenger the floor for any crumbs. If you guys remember Finn. Since I have my new studio, you guys haven't seen Finn. In the old kitchen, you could see him in the background walking around, but you guys haven't had that luxury to see Finn. He's doing good though. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sherry says, I got my Mealthy CrispLid today and already made French fries. All right, Sherry, that's awesome. For those of you who don't know what a CrispLid is, last week I demoed it. I'll actually put a link in here for the CrispLid. The CrispLid will turn any 6 or 8 quart pressure cooker, any brand, into an air fryer, which I love. It's so phenomenal. And it's little. It's about the size of your lid. And I've put in the comments a coupon code to get you $10 off when you order from the Mealthy website. You can use code Devour Dinner, one word, all caps, and get $10 off. You can get $10 off not only the CrispLid, but the Mealthy MultiPot 2.0, which is their new pressure cooker that has the auto pressure release feature, which is super cool, as well as some of their other products. And so that code is in the comments. So take a look at that and use that. It's a multiple use code. So you can go in and order the CrispLid and go through the checkout process and go back in and order the MultiPot if you want, or one of the pots and pans. And you'll still get that $10 off again. So it's kind of cool that way. Okay, I see that you guys are talking to my husband. Because we've got comments in here. You guys are awesome. All right, real quick while I have you guys, I'm going to give those star shout outs again because I can't tell you how cool it is to have those stars. If you don't know what stars are, Facebook has implemented a new process to individuals who do quality video content, and it allows you to support those videos by sending stars, which equates to money. And last week our stars were Peggy Diaz, Lisa Payne, Ann Ashbrook, Amy Main, Susan Sutton, Gail Bale, Eileen Maroney, and Cater Mash Tater. I love that name. Each of you sent me stars last week, which was phenomenal. So thank you once again for sending those stars. I certainly appreciate it. It's awesome. All right, let's go to questions. So my husband off camera is saying there was a question, can you use sugar substitute? So here's my disclosure. I have not tested it. So I do not officially know. But this is what I feel like. I had a question earlier today if you could use less sugar. And I feel like if you want to use less sugar, because maybe you want even less in it. This already has quite a bit less than if you were to make normal freezer jam. So If you want to use less sugar, I would probably cook this on the stove and not in your pressure cooker, because I don't know if you're going to have enough juices to pressure your pressure cooker up. And that's what it comes down to. You don't want to burn notice. You don't want to ruin your fruit. I haven't tested it, so I just don't know. On that one, I would imagine you can use also a sugar substitute, but I would probably cook it on the stovetop just so I could watch it. Because again, fruit can be expensive and you just don't want to lose out on it, right? That's kind of sad. Okay, another question my husband is telling me off camera is, can you use frozen strawberries? You can. However, if you've ever let a frozen strawberry thaw, you know what happens to it. It just gets limp. It just doesn't, I don't know, there's something not right with it. So it won't work as well. Yes, you can use it. It won't work as well. This is really for fresh strawberries. So keep that in mind. Now, some of you, I don't know, oh, you may not be able to see how cute it is. In fact, you can't. Okay, I want to show you guys this. This was sent by one of you this week. This is a mug. It says "Be Kind," and the bottom has like bee honeycombs on it. It's like super cute with some fun chocolates and just a fun note that says, "Just because you end your live shows with Be Kind." And so that was sent by a viewer this week that literally has made me smile all week long. Such a cute, simple little gift that I just love. So I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was really cute. I'll put that over here where you guys can see it. Will you check those biscuits? Something's smelling hot. It's making me worried. Okay. My husband says they're good. That's me getting totally worried. All right. Are we still going over here? Because we're not even pressured up yet. So our biscuits are coming along. Let's see. Susan also says that she ordered a Mealthy CrispLid this week. Thank you for the hookup. Susan, you're welcome. Keisha says, oh no, I've missed the first 12 minutes. Keisha, you're just fine. All of my videos are always available on Facebook on my Devour Dinner page if you go to my videos. I'm also uploading my videos onto my YouTube channel as well. So I've been uploading one of my older lives, one a day for the last while to get caught up, and then they'll be uploaded every Sunday after I go live as well, so you guys can find them there. So that's fun. Mary, hello from California. Okay, Peggy says it might be good on cheesecake. Oh, it will be excellent on cheesecake. In fact, it's excellent on ice cream. So I like to make it and not put the cornstarch in it to totally thicken it up, so it's just a little thinner. And then it's wonderful on ice cream. It's also still really fabulous on like a strawberry shortcake that you can do with angel food cake, or you can also do with biscuits and whipping cream. There's lots of practical uses for it, for sure. Okay, Kathy, I probably said something wrong. Kathy's saying, you mean butter, not cheese. I'm not sure when the comment came in, but yes, I used butter in those biscuits. What? When I was grating it? My husband says when I grated it, I called it cheese. Sorry, you guys. So Jamie's asking, can we get the exact measurements for the biscuits? So it's not on my site, like I said. I don't have those typed out. I can add them in later. I can tell you them off the top of my head, but they might not be totally accurate. And I don't want to lead you guys astray. Oh, I smell those biscuits. Oh, they're like so good. They're like so good. Those are magical. Those are perfect to set those down. We're going to let those cool. I'll bring them out here to show everybody. All right, here's the biscuits. Don't those look great? Seriously, they smell great. They smell absolutely fabulous. So we'll set that off to the side. All right, you guys want to know something fun? This was a surprise for me today. That totally caught me off guard. Like, totally caught me off guard. So this morning I woke up and there was this cute little jar here on my studio setup with a card from my husband, and he had Let me just grab them back here. He had a couple of fun new wooden spoons, spatula kind of things that are just like super, super fun. I'm going to do the close-up here in a second so you guys can see. And my first reaction was, oh my gosh, where did you find these? These are so unique and so different. And about that time, when those words were trying to cross my lips, the light bulb came on. And I knew. These weren't bought in a store. These were made by him. So these are made just in a similar way that he's been making cutting boards and putting together multiple pieces of wood. So we have maple and oak and walnuts and hickory, and he's put them all together in these. So I'm going to show you guys a close-up. Look at that. Do you see how fun that is? Here's another one. So I'm super excited to use these. Super excited to use these. You'll see these popping up in photos. He tells me I can use them and I should use and love them in my cooking, but they're so beautiful that I don't want to ruin them, to be honest. So that was kind of a fun thing that he did for me today. So thank you. I love them. I've shown them to all of my blogger friends and they're jealous as well, which is kind of fun too. So we'll just put these back up here. Now our strawberries are still heating up. We have a little bit of steam coming out of the top, and that'll pressure up here pretty quickly. And again, that'll just take 2 minutes in the process. Let's go back to questions. I'm going to get to answer all these questions today. You don't know how excited that makes me. Again, if you're joining me now, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you're new to watching, welcome. Please come back week after week. I do a live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you on the East Coast, it's 2 p.m. On the West Coast. And I love it. I focus on easy to make recipes with common ingredients for busy families, which is just like myself. And sometimes we just need a recipe that can be a little more frugal, but we don't lose out on the flavors and the taste and the creativity that goes with it. And so that's what my website is all about, devourdinner.com. For those of you who are not a part of my newsletter, please go join. If you just hop over to devourdinner.com and you scroll to the bottom of the main page, down at the bottom, you can add in your email address. I send an email out once a week on Sunday mornings with the information from the recipes that I've made this week, just so you're caught up. And I highlight what recipe I'm going to be making on my Sunday lives as well, which is kind of fun. If I do have any great deals or things like that, I will send those out via email. Typically that happens around the holiday times. So for those of you who are looking for pressure cookers when sales come up, I will throw out a random email on a rare occasion, but I try not to send more than you're looking for. So don't hesitate to go and sign up over there as well. Okay, Bill, help me out here. I see Dee's question, and she says, I clicked to see the price of stars. It showed me 150 stars for 99 cents. So stars are about a penny a piece, plus whatever processing fee that they charge to purchase the stars. So it's not horrible. So every time you send a star, if you send 50 stars, you're sending 50 cents, or 100 stars, you're sending $1. And all of those little bits add up. I can't even tell you. When all those little bits add up, it does make a huge difference. Just for ingredients, for being here, for the cost of the technology to do the multiple cameras, because that is a service fee that I pay every month. So I can have those multiple cameras for you guys because I know you love it. And it's so fun to do the multiple cameras too. I love these comments. Gail's saying beautiful. Linda's saying, wow, how nice. So I'm guessing that's probably on the spoons, the wooden spoons. Those are so pretty from Denise. Brenda says, beautiful, what craftsmanship. Sherry says, Bill, those are great. Nice job, Bill, from Carol Ann. Sandra says, wow, those look so cool and cute. So nice that Bill made them. Bill needs to sell his spoons and the cutting boards. So I told him today, probably not selling the spoons. We've got a stack of cutting boards that, like I said, my developer's working on my storefront. And when that gets up and going, the cutting boards are all ready to go. They're beautiful. And they're fun. There's no two alike, actually. Every single one is different. And every time I saw these cutting boards that were made by both my husband and my son, I just was like, no, I want it. No, I want it. No, I want it. He's gotten more and more creative, and it's fun. So Lynn says, happy Mother's Day. Made your teriyaki sauce this week. So good. Lynn, I'm so glad. The teriyaki sauce is a favorite around here. We make it a ton. And somebody asked me once, well, if we make it so much, why don't I make a bunch of it and store it in the fridge? And my answer is simple. It's so easy to make fresh that why keep it in the fridge? There's just no need. When I do make it, most of the time, we'll use most of it. And so maybe there'll be a little extra, but there's never a ton. Keep in mind that I've got boys, I've got older boys, and so they're eating larger portions and they want more. But we just love it fresh. All right, I'm going to scroll up. Melissa said she made it this week. It's delicious. So there's lots of questions about stars, you guys. You don't feel pressured. Please don't feel pressured about stars. Stars are just something you can do if you want to do. And if you click on the star, it'll walk you through the process of how to do it. And there's many options to back out if you choose not to. So you're not committed to anything until you get to the very end. So keep that in mind. And like I said, there's no obligation. I'm grateful for those who send those stars to me. It is such a help in buying ingredients and that kind of stuff. So Carol Ann says, I used it for chicken tonight. I'm roasting my cooked chickpeas in it. I'm assuming she's meaning the teriyaki sauce. Sounds wonderful. Actually, I want some. Can I come over? Social distancing. I'll sit on the curb. You can put it on the front step and I'll come grab it. What do you think? Totally down for it. Cheryl is asking, could you use a CrispLid when making ribs in the Instant Pot? The ribs were wrapped around, of course, and on the trivet. So that's a really good question. So I'm going to say, yeah, you could, but the oven for ribs would be better. And let me explain. Your ribs are wrapped around inside, right? And so you've pressure cooked them to cook them. They're tender, they're soft, they're everything. But the CrispLid is really going to crisp that top layer, and the things down at the bottom, even though it's up on that trivet, are not ever going to get crispy. So ribs, pull them out, lay them in a baking sheet, put them under the broiler so they can get crispy evenly across is your better bet. Now, with that said, chicken wings work amazing with the CrispLid. So your chicken wings you can cook in your pressure cooker. When they're all done, you pull it out, put it in the basket that comes with the CrispLid and set it in and put your CrispLid on top. And now you can crisp those wings so that they're perfectly crispy and then you baste them with whatever sauce you're using. And I'm telling you, it's a winner. It's a winner. I think I did the chicken wings for the Super Bowl when I was doing a bunch of appetizers. I think it's on that video. I've got a really good honey barbecue chicken wing recipe that's excellent. My barbecue spare ribs recipe that I have on my site is also really, really good. What I love about the spare ribs, to be honest, is it has a rub that you put on first as you're cooking and stuff to season it up, and then there's also some barbecue. I love the combination of the seasoned rub with the sauce. That's what makes it for me on those two recipes. My gosh, Bill's got more fans than I do. Way to go, Bill. All right, Ash is saying, great tip. Ash, you're welcome. I try to throw in lots of tips as we do things. You might have heard just a minute or two ago that we heard the beeping from the pressure cooker. It's now in its natural release cycle. And so the pressure is naturally releasing. So whenever you look at a recipe for pressure cooking, you're going to see, is it a quick release or is it a natural release? A quick release means that we're going to open that pressure, the steam's going to shoot up to the ceiling and release all that pressure at once. For this one, we're naturally releasing the pressure, so it's going to come down slowly, 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 slowly. The purpose for that with this specific recipe is we want to make sure that those strawberries can really break down, okay? So when we open this up, I'm going to tell you, first and foremost, you are going to look at it and go, I ruined it. I ruined it. This is a pot of soup, of thin soup, because literally it looks like your strawberries are floating around in this liquid, and you're like, there's no way this is jam. So I need you to be patient with yourself and relax. Everything thickens as it cools, but in this case, once we've removed the lid, we're going to turn on the saute button, and we're going to saute and get out some of that liquid and reduce it down for just a few minutes. And that's why you can also add in your cornstarch. Your cornstarch slurry will also thicken up your jam to make it into that texture that you're looking for, which is so fabulous. We're going to go over our hour today, you guys. I'm so sorry. Tim, you're awesome. All right, Tim just put 2-to-1 ratio, 2 pounds strawberries to 1 cup of sugar. You're absolutely right, Tim. Thanks for dropping that in. And thank you to all of my top fans who continually drop in the comments and help others. You guys are heaven sent to me. Sandra says, I probably eat most of the strawberries before I even get to the jam. All right, true statement. True statement, not gonna lie. Peggy's asking how many strawberries. It is 2 pounds of strawberries. Today we did about 3 pounds of strawberries, just because I already had 2 pounds cut up with sugar. Let's see. All right, here's a great shout out to Gail. Gail, thanks for replying. You know what? Gail is awesome. She does so much work on these lives for both myself and for Sandy from Simple Happy Foodie and others as well. Sandy does her lives every Saturday afternoon. I'm not exactly sure at the time. I think it's about noon or 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So I'm not sure what that is other places. Gail, you might be able to chime that in. And she also does pressure cooking recipes. She does phenomenal. So if you're interested in hers, make sure to check out her channel as well. And don't hesitate, if you're not following the Instapot 101 family, to make sure you follow and like them too, because there's lots of bloggers there dropping lots of great recipes and very supportive as well. So like them as well. It never hurts to have friends, you guys. All right, Heather made a darling comment. So thank you, Heather. Heather says, welcome, you are going to love her videos. Jennifer says, Utah here. Laura says, watching from Mississippi. Jennifer says, it's my first time. So Jennifer, welcome. Welcome to you being on this channel for the first time. You guys are my tribe, you're my group, you're my friends, and I just love you. I don't say that half-heartedly. I look forward to my Sunday lives. I've been doing these Sunday lives now for over a year, every Sunday, with the exception of if I'm traveling or out of the country. We do them on major holidays, which Mother's Day may not be a major holiday, but it's still a pretty good holiday, right? And I love it. I come back week after week because of each of you, because of those of you who are my first to pop on and say hello, because of the notes that I get in the mail, just telling me how grateful they are for a safe place to ask questions and not feel like it was silly or whatever. There is no silly question. We all have to learn somewhere. So it's okay. I'll repeat it over and over. It's okay. Come here. We'll teach you. We'll start you out from being afraid to take your pressure cooker out of the box to making all kinds of things and feeling confident. So you can make foods for your family, for your friends, for yourself, all the way around. So welcome to you, Jennifer, and anyone else who hasn't chimed in and said hello. We appreciate you. Let's see. Jean says hello and happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all women. If you didn't catch at the beginning, happy Mother's Day. Today's the day we celebrate women, you guys. Not just moms, not just... There's a lot of heartache that goes into Mother's Day, I feel like. I myself have had 3 miscarriages. I had a tubal pregnancy as well that resulted in a emergency surgery, which was super scary. Of course, that was years and years and years ago now. And it's hard. Mother's Day can be hard for a lot of reasons, for so many things. And maybe you're missing your own mom, or you're missing a child who has gone astray, or any number of reasons. And so I want to make sure that all women feel loved today, that they feel valued, that they feel appreciated, that somebody cares, because I see you. I see you. I know today's rough. It's rough for me too. And it can also be a wonderful, blessed day in so many ways as well. So I hope that being here has brought a little bit of a ray of sunshine into your day, because it makes a difference all the way around. All right, where are we at with this? We may cut this a little early. We're at 10 minutes natural release. We're going to give that 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to open it up because I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to go over the minute mark. All the way around. Let me scroll back down. Carmen says, hello from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. My first time watching your live. Welcome, Carmen. Love that you're here. Welcome. I hope you come back week to week. We do this live every week. I am Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. Got my website with all of my recipes as well. So it's kind of fun. Oh, Carol Ann, this is great. She says her daughter ordered hers on Wednesday. It shipped on Thursday. She had it by Friday. He's used it twice so far. Going to air fry my chickpeas that just finished cooking in my Instapot. I was impressed how fast it arrived. Very easy, and the top is so light, not heavy and bulky. That's an awesome review. So what she is reviewing is the Mealthy CrispLid. For many of you, I'm going to drop that link again. Mealthy makes a CrispLid, which works on a 6 or an 8 quart pressure cooker, any brand, with the stainless steel liner, and allows you to turn that pressure cooker into an air fryer. It's heaven sent, from everything from steaks and chicken right down to grilled cheese sandwiches, French fries, you name it. The code that I just put into the comments, if you use Devour Dinner, all caps, one word, at checkout on the Mealthy.com website, you'll get $10 off. Like, super cool. Also, Mealthy's customer service is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. They're fantastic. Sometimes they even pop into my lives as well, and I love it. So you can't go wrong with these products. I've been using them for over a year, and I love them. And I have a lot of their products. So this is their original MultiPot. I also have the 2.0, which has the programmed pressure release feature, which is super cool. I, of course, have the CrispLid. I have both the original CrispLid and the newer one that allows you to dehydrate things, as well as these 2 pans back here. They're stainless steel 10-inch, and they're non-stick 10-inch that I love. I just love them. Great, great company. Really like them. All right. We're going to open this up a little early. So we're going to open the pressure. We'll let this open up, because I want you guys to see what this is. Uh-oh. All right. That was a great example. Did you guys see that spitting? So what it's doing is that is spitting all of the sugars and the juices from the strawberries. So you immediately close it to stop the spitting so you don't get it all over your counters, all over your walls, all over your cabinets, all over things like that. Now, it is not safe to just put a towel over the top. Please don't do that. That will enable still the juices to come up and gum up your system, and you don't want that. You don't want that at all. So we're going to do this on a controlled release, which means we're going to open and we're going to close it in little increments to allow that pressure to release little by little. And we're going to watch it. And as soon as it started spitting, I grabbed my rag and closed over the top of it. Because, of course, you guys know as well as I do that hot sugar burns instantly, right? I don't want to burn my skin. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I'm just closing it off with a cold wash rag really fast. So we're going to let that pressure settle down, and then we're going to open it up again. When we open it up, it's going to be a thin liquid. We're going to turn on our saute feature and pull out some of that liquid, and then I can add a cornstarch slurry, which we can get ready. To make a cornstarch slurry, I use about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with as little water as possible, because we don't want to add any more liquid than we need to. So we'll set that aside. I'm going to open this back up. Gotta love it, right, guys? I'm glad it shows you this. Oatmeal does this too. Lisa, this is a great comment. So Lisa commented, oatmeal does this too, slow and controlled. Sometimes you have to. I'm wondering if it's because I did 1.5 times the recipe, so there's more in it. When I've only done a single recipe, I have not had this, so I'm wondering if that's it. Almost all the pressure is gone at this point. There's not a lot left. We may almost be there. So we'll let that go. And then I'm going to plate this up here pretty quick. So for those of you still on, if you haven't liked this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a heart. Super important for Facebook to know that it's quality content. And for those of you who've shared my recipes this week, not only on your own Facebook pages, but into groups, into communities, oh my gosh, huge shout out. Thank you. You guys are rock stars. I love it. The other night, my cinnamon roll recipe, I had a spike in traffic, and so I went looking for it on Facebook, and it took me about 45 minutes to find where it had been posted. It was in a group I wasn't even a part of, and I finally found it, and it was so fun to see somebody's pictures that they took of my recipe and that they shared. It was wonderful. So for those of you who take the time to do that, thank you so much. Not only for myself, but any blogger out there. It really does make a difference. It helps generate traffic to our website, which is vital. That's how we generate revenue, is by traffic on our website. We're so close, you guys. We're almost there. There we go. Okay, that's all the pressure. Let's open this up. And see what this is. Oh. Now, fun little tip. This square fits right nice and handy into your handle, which is just like magic. Oh, you guys, this looks so good. All right, we're going to go big top down. You guys need to see this. Can you see how liquidy this is? It's like super liquidy, like super liquidy. So let's turn on, let's get rid of the lid. This is a sticky mess. And let's turn on our saute. We're going to heat this up from the bottom. We're going to saute out some of this liquid for just a few minutes. We're going to put in our cornstarch slurry. We're going to wrap this up. You guys are awesome for holding strong. So remember the size of the strawberries that you put in? They're still that same size. Let's see if I can catch one or two. They look pretty ghost whitish. There we go. I don't know if you can see that on top of there or not. They're really broken down. I still like to I just use a rubber spatula, and I just like to push them up against the sides to kind of just break them down further. Just so I get little pieces in my jam instead of bigger pieces. As you boil this, they'll break down some more. So as soon as we get this up to a boil, I'll add the cornstarch slurry to it. And it doesn't take long because it's already so hot. You guys can see the steam going on. All right, Lisa says with whipped cream. I'm assuming you're meaning the strawberries, and let me tell you, it's fabulous with whipped cream. I like to take the strawberries that have just been in sugar and sat for like a half an hour and drizzle that over a biscuit or angel food cake with whipping cream for a strawberry shortcake. It's just magic. Just magic. Now remember, the jam thickens as it cools as well. So when I take it out and I pour it in this jar for you guys today, you're still going to look at it and you're going to think that is still really runny. I know. But as it cools, it thickens. And so it will be perfect. I promise. And that lemon juice combined is what makes it possible to not use pectin. I really like jams that don't use pectin. One, it's a cost savings, of course. Pectin's super expensive, and I don't want to add any more cost. I don't want to add any more extra ingredients that I don't need. And the lemon juice allows me to just remove that ingredient, which is perfect. So all this steam that comes up is exactly what you want. We want to be able to reduce down some of this liquid. And let's go ahead and add in this cornstarch slurry. It's now coming to just a very small boil here. I'm just going to stir this up. And almost instantly you can see the difference from that thin liquid to where you can tell you're getting that gel, right? Which is just exactly what you want. So, the color will change slightly from that bright red to that deeper red, that ruby red color that we also love. And the longer, if you boil this, it will, on saute, I like to do it for like 5 to 8 minutes. I'm only going to show you a little bit. We're going to pull some of it out so you can see it in this jar. Now this is still really thin, but I want you guys to see the color in this. And I'm not going to heat it up all the way because I won't be able to hold the jar. Push this off to the side. I'm going to press cancel because then I don't have to watch it. Let's get a plate out. Where did I put my plate? I hid it somewhere. Oh, found it. All right. Let's get some biscuits and crack them open. My fun little butter knife. This is a knife that I got on one of my Disney cruises. Again, this is super thin right now. but we still will show you. The photos that I have on my website are exactly what you'll see for results. And there we have it. Just delicious, yummy, fabulous. Let's go top down. Here we go. See how good that looks, you guys? Just fabulous. One of our favorites. So I encourage you, make yourself some strawberry jam, freeze some, hide it so that you have it another day. Make strawberry shortcakes out of it for dessert. The possibilities are endless, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful recipe that we love to make all summer long and hope we make enough to last us all winter. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for over the hour mark. I'm so sorry I went over the hour. But once again, you guys, remember to be kind to each other. I love this mug from one of you that says, be kind. It really makes me smile. And I hope that if I can share nothing else with you, that I share with you a reminder to be kind to one another and especially yourselves. You guys are doing awesome. Life is tough. Life is especially tough with all of our stay-in-place orders going on. And I worry about all my friends out there, all of you guys. So with that, I am Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you next week right here. You guys have a fantastic week. Stay safe. Bye.